do behind the scenes to explain have made together.
To me, it's the next big step in the Overwatch.
With competitive and PvE, I see Overwatch 2 for all of my friends.
Bring that cinematic experience into the game.
You can invest in. I'm super geeked out about Overwatch 2.
I can't wait. It just gets better and better.
Heroes have automatic healing that kicks in after they haven't taken damage for a while. Very similar to Mercy's passive, but a little bit of a lower rate.
Overwatch 2 PvP is a change to the tank role entirely. That's applied to all of the tanks. We want to try to make them more toe-to-toe brawlers and protect other people.
We've given him 2 charges of Fire Strike, so he can throw Fire Strikes a lot more aggressively and more often. Also, his charge, he's able to cancel it now in targets, and because you can cancel it, it allows you to use it without feeling like you're going to sacrifice, all of your positioning, everything to get there. He's almost more terrifying.
But the changes that we're trying right now are to try to embrace more of that instinct that players have when they want to play a big, burly character.
When we first started working on gunfire sounds and just general combat feel to make it feel really awesome, we have kind of new audio pass and a new kind of feel and visual effect when you hit things.
That means the way the gun feels in your hands. You could feel the ammo running out as you're getting lower on the clip. We've really tried to... Now we're sporting outdoor, urban outdoor, warehouse tails, tight tunnels, small rooms.
You shoot, so you can really feel every single shot leaving the chamber. And there's a lot of subtle little tweaks we have. Everything from making sure that the camera shakes are crisp, making sure that if you get shot, exactly these tight indicators show up on the outside of your reticle. All these, take 76 for example. What we wanted to do in Overwatch 2 with his weapon was make it really feel incredibly powerful, and that happens with a bunch of different elements that mix together. A lot of that comes down to this camera shake technology, where every time you fire the weapon, you want that extra bite to every single shot out of the chamber.
And she's actually quickly at this point become a lot of people's favorites in-house. When we look back at Overwatch when it was originally created, Farah was based on a rocket launcher hero. Widowmaker is clearly like kind of the sniper. We thought it's so much fun in the playtest to have this really powerful shot that can, rip through enemies if you really are accurate with it. And she's...
The goal around hero missions is for these to be this co-op PvE
Or to a game that I can play hours and hours with my friends who aren't in competitive, and it's also something that I'm interested in.
Hero missions are the content main as they are leveling up their heroes, and so for a system like this to really sing, you need we don't want players to feel like they're just in this grind to get to the top.
And there's a lot...
The goal is to have like different sets of enemy units that people will be fighting against, and there's different hero mission types in all of the multiplayer maps that we've done, and we're also adding new...
Playing a payload game type, and the payload may decide instead of going the usual route.
That would...
A prototype of a sandstorm on the Temple of Anubis map.
But it looked awesome.
We looked at it and went...
So we put some new technology in place that allows us to do this dynamically. Midway through the mission, suddenly this sandstorm or heavy weather would show up.
It made the world just feel experience for the player.
Before you start a mission, you in Necropolis, players can make some comp choices based on Zoa or Widowmaker start to be a little more valuable because they have ability to see the sand more clearly.
Are we going to
talk about the objectives? Players are being asked to do different things from one hero mission to the next so that
they have gather and return, where you're trying to go and grab these different canisters to kind of safeguard them so they don't go off and affect the population in a negative way. Where on the one hand, you're trying to split up and go grab all these canisters to be as efficient as possible. But at the same time, now you're having these sort of special enemy units spawn that are really difficult. And if you kind of get caught by yourself, it turns into a pretty bad situation really quickly in its Overwatch universe.
We're experimenting ideas, and just internally we have names like Wall of Death. All these new mechanics and enemies for people to experience. Players will be able to jump in night after night, play, and then work through the progression system level. Feel your hero change. We've had some pretty hilarious versions of his biotic field travels with him. It also repulses enemies. 76 is like, running through spaces, pushing enemies away.
We get to really take the gloves off and do crazy things like area effect res their whole team at once at super long range through walls. It's been
Like Soldier 76's rifle or fire attack, like what Reinhardt's Flame Strike does, is you doing freeze damage or electrical damage. But it gives the animators a bunch of crazy opportunities. The animations are going to change to show them freezing and shattering. And if you shock someone with a lightning attack, they can shake in place and stun, maybe chain to other enemies. All sorts of stuff to make you feel like you're controlling the battlefield.
I want to invest, and how am I going to play this character?
Yes, it's so.
It was built to do one thing: slowly and methodically march up, and you hear this awesome sound, and you know you have a little bit of time.
We have units like the slicers, which you guys have seen before. They run really fast. We have a guy we're experimenting with right now who flies and drops these bombs that create these kind of ever-expanding smoke fields that you have to escape from, but because they're super deadly. So you really get to use your mobility options to kind of escape that.
There's things like darker alleys, and as soon as you hear that,
Character that's blindfolded, 3 orbs, that some like anticipation of the hair opening up so you know what's about to happen.
One thing, normally he fires his gun, he dies pretty simply. If you fight elite grunts, his weapon fires in a burst fire pattern. It's very deadly if you're close. And if you manage to take them out, they don't just die right away. They instead can crawl on the ground towards you, and you try to back away because if they get to you, they can explode.
We change the design, we change the animation, and we go back and forth and just continually iterate.
We're gonna just delete half of these damage states, so now it's super readable.
From an animation standpoint, fire shifts into place and boom!
You can see the guns on the side, and as you're shooting the guns, they're actually visibly taking damage, and then you can blow them off, and it reacts and kind of stumbles to the side, and it really makes you feel like you're there, and it's super fun.
Are evil killing machines intent on marching you down? The way you're going to stop them is by really making sure that when they take a hit, it feels like their whole body has been punched, almost like hit by a truck. That's what really sells this fantasy that's abreast. You expect if you shoot one, they're going to knock into their buddies. So we make that happen.
driving players to interact with each other or parts of the environment or other characters.
When you get into the game, it has to mesh and feel the exact same way and blend together.
We really are also trying to get the music.
Gameplay is seamless, and it feels like
if you played our demo, one of the buildings explodes, and so that kind of event needs to happen as you're running by, and you need to have it timed, because with our characters,
the new we have now are allowing us to push our storytelling farther than
a really rough prototype in Corey. Play tested something that would normally take weeks. It was done in like a matter of days.
Each story mission has it.
So as you make your way through the level, the snow is slowly building up. Suddenly by the end, the characters are caught in this gigantic fight their way through.
I wish people could see how
have it be a really fun experience. And I think we need...
The thing that I'm most excited about is that moment the players
want to create something that really new.
It's kind of a huge undertaking.
The new tech.
we are...
I'm really looking forward to being able to
this epic story.
Takes time, and our goal is for Overwatch game to be the next evolution and to be.
We have big plans, so thank you for...
We're gonna cross the finish line, and I know it's...
I hope people just end up loving.
I'm jumping in, I'm playing, let's go.